You're listening to Roundtable Sports Talk, bringing you the latest, hottest, and up-to-date sports news across the world, with your hosts, Austin, Brett, and JP.
Welcome back, everyone. I am your host, Brett. Austin and JP isn't here right now. We're going to get you guys another show this week. Breaking news right out of the NBA. Kyrie Irving, no longer a Cav. Yes, that is right. Kyrie Irving is no longer a Cav. He is now a part of the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics traded Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, Ante Zizic, and Brooklyn's 2018 unprotected first-round draft pick. That just came out 10 minutes ago. They were talking about it, saying that it could possibly be happening, it was in the works, and all of a sudden, boom, right then and there, been traded, got the call. Kyrie Irving is now going to Boston. With that being said, I don't know. It's kind of a surprise to me. I didn't think he would be going to Boston. I figured he had his eyes set elsewhere. But his choice, if he likes the deal, he's going to take the deal. Ain't not much to say about that. My take on it is if Kyrie doesn't want to be in Cleveland, then to me, I would be wanting to trade him because that kind of negativity in the locker room does not help a team win and will not help a team win. If he doesn't want to play alongside LeBron, how are you going to play? That's how I see it. On the Cavs side of it, picking up Isaiah Thomas is a real clutch fourth quarter player. He gets real hot in the fourth quarter and has been known to do that. So they got that to play with. Isaiah Thomas is not a good replacement for Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is fast-paced, has really good handles, and can drive and shoot the ball very well, especially behind the three-point line. On the other side of it, Jay Crowder, that's a good pickup. He'd be a good swing player coming off the bench. So they have that. Not sure who Ante Zizic is, but they got another player in trade for Kyrie. So that being said, that's over with. No more Kyrie drama. So hopefully he does good there. Not sure how that plays out in the East because there's going to be questions. Will Boston be a better team with Kyrie? Will the Cavs play second again this year without having Kyrie? How will the teams look? We don't know. Kyrie Irving could be refreshed, take that team, and be a winning team. Could put up a good fight against Cleveland, and we could see a different finals than Cavs Warriors. Who knows? On the other side, Cavs could be different. Could be a stronger team. We don't know. So we'll see about that. Other than that, there hasn't been really any big NBA news. LeBron's been wanting to, there's had been talks about LeBron not staying in Cleveland after this year. There's a few places I could see LeBron going to. One team has been the Los Angeles Lakers. That's been talked about a lot. There's also been talks about him going to New York. Other than that, I don't think there's any other team that he would be willing to go to. If he went to LA, that would be a big move. But I don't see him after Kyrie leaving. I do not see him staying past this season. There also been talks about Dwayne Wade wanting a contract buyout. You could see him go to Cleveland, make a championship run before. I could see Wade going back to Miami to finish out his career. So that could be exciting. Another Dwayne Wade and LeBron team up in Cleveland. That would put the lock on the East. That would be huge. Other than that, there's been sparks about a Melo trade with Houston that sparked back up. I still don't see that happening as much as I know Melo does not want to play New York. But to me, it seems like it's going to happen anyways. Maybe when off-season comes back around for the next year, we could see something different. In other NBA news, the Lakers have been facing a tampering investigation, trying to get Paul George to LA before he signed the deal with OKC. I think it's a little bit ridiculous. I mean, come on. He has ties in LA, and he grew up wanting to be a Laker, but I don't think Magic was trying to persuade Paul George to come to LA. I'm sure they've talked about it, but I don't think he was trying to hand out a deal that's sweet enough for him to say to cut out his contract with Indiana. Now, to tamper, if an owner or anyone in an organization tries to get into contact with a player while in contract with another team and persuades them to come here after their contract is up, that's considered tampering, which I don't think it's true. They opened up an investigation against Magic and the Lakers about that, but really, I mean, come on, is that news to you? We all know Magic did not do that. So, with that being said, other people have talked about it as well. They think it's a little bit ridiculous. I'm sure it's going to end up bottoming out, and it's not. They're not going to get charged or fined or anything like that. So, other NBA news, there's been some stories coming out about Kevin Durant not wanting to go to the White House if he is given the opportunity. I know I was watching the First Take episode where that heated argument came in about Kevin Durant not wanting to go to White House, Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman challenging Will Cain's stance on it. But my take on it is, if it's his choice, if he doesn't want to go to the White House, then that's his choice. He has the option to go or not go. So I don't know why people are challenging his point on that, or why people are so angry about it. Whatever. If he doesn't want to go, then to me it's his choice. Other than that, the NBA schedule has came out already. It's been out for a little bit. I just want to go over some key matchups this season, with all the moves happening in the off season. Here are some of the return trips from the players that have been traded. Let's start it off with Paul George with the Thunder coming back to Indiana on December 13th. It will be aired on ESPN, so that would be a good game to watch as Paul George returns home. Another one is Chicago. They are going to, or Minnesota's coming to Chicago with when Butler has been traded, Taj Gibson and Coach Tom Thibodeau. And on the other side, Zach LaVine coming home, as well as Chris Dunn. With Boston picking up Gordon Hayward, they're going to be returning back to Utah on the 28th of March. That game will be on ESPN. Another one, Chris Paul, as he is now a Houston Rocket, he will be going back home to LA as a member of the Houston Rockets on January 15th. And on top of that, the Christmas games have been put out as well. 12 p.m. starting it off is Philadelphia and New York. Right after that, 3 on ABC, it's Cleveland Golden State, as they play 2 more times throughout the season. Right after that, Washington and Boston at 5:30, Houston and OKC at 8, and Minnesota and LA at 10:30. So that is your Christmas games and notable matchups. I am very excited for the NBA season. It's coming up quick. I know they start training camp soon, and also They start playing in roughly mid-October, so that's only about a month or so away on top of the NFL. So we're going to get into a lot of stories. We're going to debate different games, NFL and NBA soon, so be sure to tune in with that. You can find all of our podcasts on a lot of platforms, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio. We're on Leeb Sports Network, 7 p.m., 9 p.m. every day, Monday through Sunday. So tune into that. And a lot of other platforms, SoundCloud, our website, hit it right there. Also, you can get on iHeartRadio. I know there's a lot of people who use iHeartRadio for streaming. We are also on there, so that's a big platform. Make sure you subscribe to our show. We're probably going to start doing 2 shows a week with me, and then the rest of us will all group in and we'll do a show together. So a lot of NFL news, a lot of NBA news. The Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight is coming up this weekend, this Saturday. I'm not sure I'm going to watch it. I might go to a bar and go see it or something. So we're going to get into a lot more topics this week, hopefully. Thanks for listening to our show. I know we've been getting a lot of plays on SoundCloud and all the rest of our platforms that we're on. Another affiliate podcast gave us a DM on Twitter, Getting Sports with Drunk. They're on Leeb Sports Network, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. They said they liked the show. We like your show as well. I know we've all listened to it, and it's very funny. So shout out to them. Thank you. And shout out Nate Rossetti and the Leeb Sports Network for having us on every day. We really appreciate that. So we're going to get you guys more topics, more shows, and all of that. So make sure you subscribe to any of the platforms we're on. We would really appreciate it. Hit us up with some feedback. Anything like that. You can rate us, review us, anything like that will be helpful. So that is it for today. Really appreciate it. We'll be back to this again this week. Have a good night.
That's this week's episode of Roundtable Sports Talk Podcast with your hosts, Austin, Brett, and JP. Don't forget to join us next week for another episode. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Roundtable Sports Talk. Thank you for listening.